What's up, diamonds? Hopefully, you are doing well this Friday. It's evening here, wherever you are in your part of the world. There's a subject that is really very sensitive. When men have dealt with sexual abuse, when it has been afflicted upon them, um, that is very difficult for a man because if they have dealt with that, a lot of questions come into play. First of all, do I like women? Do I like men? I don't know. Maybe, why was this done to me? Sometimes can depend on if the sexual abuse was inflicted by a woman, a man, or it could be a child. But if you are a man and this has happened to you, um, it can just be very difficult. Um, you know, First of all, did you tell anyone? Oftentimes, many people don't tell anyone. Um, and so now, as an adult, you're dealing with this shame if you haven't addressed it, if you haven't gotten any help. And so now, if you're in a relationship with somebody, what does that look like? You know what I mean? If you haven't addressed this, if that pain and shame and all that goes along with that, if it hasn't been dealt with, um, it's not likely that you're going to be willing to just jump out there and share this with the person that you're in a relationship with, even though you might want to. How do you bring this up? What if you're dating somebody and you suspect that, maybe they have dealt with this? How do I even talk to them? So, you can see that there are a myriad of questions that come up with this. And I know many women, have dealt with this too, but you very rarely hear men who are willing to talk about it very openly and transparently. I know Oprah Winfrey had that show with Tyler Perry, and it was a very powerful show. And I believe that helped a lot of men. I'm going to be talking to two men tonight that have been through that experience that we've talked about. Um, it happened to them as a child, and they didn't tell anyone. And so we're going to get into what did that look like for them? What direction did that send them in? What questions did they ask? Now, of course, they're at the place where they're ready to openly talk about it now, but what did it take for them to get there? You know, so this is going to be a powerful one. This is not going to be a typical, step and fetch it, slapstick, show. This is it's a serious topic. So if you want to be a part of that, you're more than welcome to join me tonight in my community. Um, so Tish, what's up? Appreciate you hanging out here. I have met a couple of men that it was almost like a rites of passage. What do you mean it was a rites of passage? That's an interesting statement, Tish. What does that mean? That it was a rites of passage? And whoever it says, I got 15, 14 people watching now. Demetric, Demetrica. Am I saying that right? I'm notorious for destroying people's names. So please forgive me. I charge it to my hand and not my heart. What are the signs? Well, that's an interesting question because I'm with y'all. I'm finding out tonight, as I interview these two gentlemen. They're going to be sharing all of that. Exactly. What is it that you would look for? Like I said, if you know somebody, you're seeing somebody, you think maybe that they've dealt with this. And a lot of times there's a stereotype, right, that if that happens to you, then you go the homosexual route, and that's not always the case. That can happen, but with these two gentlemen, that's not their story. um, they one's married. His wife fully knows, what he went through. He sees this as an opportunity, I guess, to minister, as it were, to help other people. One has been married, a couple of times, but he's very open about this is what happened. And so my thing is, if you're going to get this kind of information, it is great to get it from someone been there, done that, and is willing to, say, ladies, listen, this is exactly what you want to look out for, and not look out for like somebody's trying to trap you or something like that. But sometimes it could be a guy who he wants to say something, or he might not even understand the impact that it's still having on his life. Is that you, Bet? A boy being molested by a grown woman. They are proud of it. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Don't see it as a bad, see it as bad. That may be the case for some. I can definitely tell you that that's not the case for all. Now, if you got a guy who, maybe he was 16 or something like that, that may be a different situation than, so he's 16 and, the person who he was with, I don't know, was 30. Yeah, that may be getting that category of bragging rights, maybe it's older one, but I can't see no 8-year-old feeling like it was a rites of passage because a 32-year-old woman violated it. You know what I mean? That will be a rough one for me. That's going to create a whole lot of confusion for that 8-year-old. Why did she do this to me? I'm 8, I'm not, what am I giving off to a grown woman that says that this is okay on any level? It's interesting enough. One of the gentlemen that's going to talk tonight, there was a similar situation that happened. Basically something happened to him and, a grown woman, and he didn't even realize that this was, a situation. He was a child. So, I definitely try to, and my team in the, community, we want to bring things to you that can help you out a lot. Not just the typical, what if a guy ghosts on you? What if a guy did, that's necessary and that's relevant. And those are things that you got to deal with. But there's some other things out here, and to have men that are willing to be this transparent, ladies, that's a rarity, but my job is to always try to provide you, real content, solid content, not just fluff. So anyway, for those of you who are interested in that, come by, check it out, go to my website. Oh, and it was so popular back by popular demand that if you want to try the trial for the $1, you can do that. 30-day trial to the community. Just go to my website, christopherreid.org. You'll see there where to join. But if you haven't gotten this book, I would encourage you to do so. It's free. Forbidden Secrets of the Goodie Box, which your father didn't tell you and your mother did not know. I cannot tell you, ladies, how many women I have talked to, and I talk to women every single day with free consultations. If you haven't scheduled your free time 30-minute consultation, make sure you do that, and do that on my website. Well, they tell me, my dad was there. He was in my life. He was an amazing provider. But my dad was not a very emotional man, and he did not talk to me about my emotions. I dare not go to my father and start talking about this boy I like and all that. No, we just didn't do that. Or the story is my dad wasn't there. So he wasn't there to talk to. And, the young girls, now it's just mom. Now, a lot of times moms was having challenges herself. She don't know why the guy that she's talking to has ghosted her, or, she's dating this one and that one, and she's trying to figure it out herself. So daughter grows up and, she's trying to figure it out. So that's where that subtitle came from, what your father didn't tell you and your mother didn't know. So yeah, it's a good read from what they tell me, I hope it is, right? So yeah, make sure you get that for free. And like I said, schedule your free 30-minute consultation. I am, unfortunately, which is I guess a good thing for me, I guess not so good maybe for you, but I'm booked out until into March on the free consultations. Um, and so for those of you who are not aware, I am a coach, and that's what I do. I help women like yourself to not just relationships. I mean, that's cool, but the journey starts with you. So we first of all look at you and where you are and what could be helping to cause some of this frustration that you're going through. So anyway, ladies, I got to get ready to get out of here, and I have an interview to do, and I love doing this. I really do. So, hey, I talk to y'all later. God bless y'all. Hopefully y'all have a great weekend. Be safe, all of that good stuff. So y'all take care. All right. Night, night.